Hi everybody, this is Kitty. I just wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about what it means for Mercury to be in retrograde. And that comes up a lot. You hear it, it's becoming more and more frequent. I see posts on Instagram and things like that blaming different things on Mercury being in retrograde. So I just wanted to explain just real quick what that it kind of is. So first of all, for 2021, we've already had one. So January 30th to February 21st was our first one. Right now we're in the middle or starting of a second one, which is March 29th to June 22nd. And then we have a third one coming up, which is September 23rd to, September 27th to October 23rd. So we have another one coming down in the fall. First of all, what does it mean to be retrograde? And this is where I think it's really interesting with scientific, with the planets and how they move. And Mercury in retrograde is really an illusion, okay? So what happens is you have, say, this hand is the Earth, and we got Mercury up here, and we're trucking along, going around the sun. Well, we're going to pass Mercury, and then Mercury is going to fall behind. So from our viewpoint on Earth, looking back at Mercury, we're getting further and further apart, and it makes it look like Mercury is actually going backwards. So that's where it's in retrograde. So here, going forward, here going backwards. It's not really going backwards. It's still going forward. It's just we're faster than it. So, and then we do this 3 times as we're circling the sun. So throughout the year. So that's what it means. It's really just a position of us on Earth to where we see and can view Mercury. And when you, like I said, when you look up at this planetary body, at first it looks like it's zooming ahead in front of us, and then we start to catch up and we pass it, and then it's like, oh wait, they're still back there. So that's what it technically is the planets just catching up with each other, and we're just passing by. So that's what retrograde means. So what does that really mean for us? And so it really tends to affect communication, traveling, any type of transportation, technology. So a lot of times there's glitches. So people just say, during this time, we should just sit back and not don't introduce like a new software system, or maybe it's a good time to actually back up your computer because there might be a glitch. When you're traveling, make extra time because there might be delays at the airport, there might be glitches in their system. And so this just helps prepare. Knowing this, you can just prepare a little better so that you're not like sitting at the airport for hours, unexpectedly. You can kind of build that into your itinerary. So that's one thing. So the other part about the Mercury in retrograde is that it really affects our communication and our relationships and how we deal with other people. So because this is dealing with mostly like our throat chakra, and that we trying to express ourselves, it becomes difficult. And so sometimes maybe it's better to hold off on certain things, like confronting somebody about something, because your words you may not think it through quite properly. So this is kind of a time that maybe you should just settle back, and they say that you really shouldn't start like new projects because you're probably just gonna be spinning your wheels, just like Mercury looked like it's just like spinning its wheels and not getting anywhere. So it's okay to go back and do some inner reflection. So go back and it actually would be a really good time for journaling or for writing a book. I mean, I realize that's kind of like starting a new thing, but it's looking in the inner self. And so that's a good thing to do during the Mercury in retrograde. So they typically say that you should take a pause during when Mercury's in retrograde. And I mean, that's good advice just to sit back and kind of regroup. But if you do have like a new project, if you have something that you just, I've got to get it done. I'm starting on a new course today, matter of fact, which is probably not a good idea, but it feels right to me that I need to do this. I need to start this. So I'm going to start it. So it's not like you totally turn off everything for the time period when Mercury is in retrograde. You just have to understand that it might take you a little bit longer, or to get through that first step, you might be trudging along a little bit more. And you just take those things into consideration and build those into your schedule and to your life and your actions. So like I said, that a lot of this comes back to your throat chakra and really being conscious of what words that you're speaking to someone, and which we should always do anyways, but this is just an extra time. Just don't blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind. Really take a step back and, question what you're about to say. So, and then, the other thing is that just when Mercury is in retrograde, again, like I said, it's not that you totally stop and shut down. Mercury is still pushing along. I mean, it may not look like it to us, but it's still trucking along. So you just keep going, but just remember that it's going to take you maybe a little bit longer. So as I said, this is deeply rooted in your throat chakra, but it is also in your third eye. So when you're using crystals during Mercury in retrograde, it's good to use both throat chakra stone crystals and third eye together. So obviously you got to think before you speak, but a lot of times we speak before we think. So if you can use those stones together, so ammonite, I can't say the word, for your throat chakra, lepidolite for relieving stress, and amethyst, of course, is a great, strong one to use for your third eye, and it can ward off negativity. And then black tourmaline can ground you and protect you. So again, it can kind of ward off some of these negative feelings that you may be having. And then fluorite will keep you on your path. And I think that's one of the biggest things is during this time is we don't come to a complete standstill. We still have to continue on our path. We still have to, get up every day and go to work or take care of your kids or whatever you do. You don't just completely stop. You got to move forward. So fluorite is one that can really help you to stay on that path. Anyway, so I hope that this has helped learn a little bit about Mercury in retrograde. I just like the fact that Mercury keeps trudging along and we keep passing by, but and it's in this negative time, but we can really use that to reset ourselves and to make the forward motion even better. So it gives us a chance to stop, take a breath, and then we can move forward when the retrograde is over. And so it's kind of a nice renewal. It's a reset. So just keep that in mind. It's not all negative and bad. You can use it to the good to reset yourself. So anyways, thank you for being with me, and I'll see you next time.